the future of work is AI. The future of work will be AI enabled. And we need to move schools and children into being able to sort of learn these technologies and how they impact businesses, how they impact society and the world. I think one of the most important ways that at PwC we basically got more women into technology, and when I started the Women in Technology initiative at PwC, we only had 14% of the tech workforce were women, and when I left the company last year, it was around 40%. So, that we've made significant progress. And some of the things that we've done more recently, we did all the things that a lot of companies will have done, like introduce more flexible working, keeping in touch with women during their maternity leave, providing better upskilling opportunities for them when they come back from maternity leave, because there's, sometimes women are out of the workforce for a while. So being able to provide upskilling opportunities for women as they come back in from maternity leave is really important. But some of the things that PwC introduced more recently, which I think is really important for most companies, is if you want to get more women and diverse groups into technology, you're going to have to move to a different way of getting those skills in. And so thinking about it very much from a skills-based perspective, and not from just thinking, okay, we're just going to hire people that have already got the skills. So this is more around identifying people that have the right attitudes, the right experience, to basically then be able to train them, sometimes from scratch, into technology careers. So things like skills-based recruitment, skills-based resourcing, learning and development, and acquisition, when companies are actually acquiring sort of bigger groups of people. So, they don't necessarily have to have had a technical background, but you're looking for people that are really good with, say, critical thinking, being able to analyze facts and information, people that are open-minded, people that are good at problem solving. And if you take that broader lens and then you provide them with the actual training they need around technology, that it's actually a perfect solution, because you can train people through apprenticeships and boot camps, either doing it yourself in your own organization or working with external sort of partners. And it's a much quicker way to get the skills and people into your organization. And at the same time, you're going to be able to attract a much more diverse workforce, because you're not relying on if you're just relying on people with degrees in computer science, well, only 15% of people on computer science degrees are women, and less than half of those go into the workforce. So if you want to solve the skills gap and the diversity problems that you've got in the organization, then this is a really good way to think about how you might do this in the future. Well, simply, if there was as many women working in technology roles as men right now, there wouldn't be a skills gap in the UK. So clearly, it's a really good way. Getting more women into tech is a really good way to solve that skills gap. The UK's critical skills gap, I believe, is now an emergency, and I think a lot of companies and people think the same, and it's definitely impacting growth and productivity. And the shortage of technology talent is estimated at the moment to be costing the UK economy about 60 billion every year. And so it's important that we address this. Now, obviously, we've got a new government, and Labour have put through already quite a few initiatives around how they might close this skills gap. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But at the moment, some of the things that they've said they'll do, I think, are really positive. And I think overall, it's just about how we close this demand and supply gap. And some of the things I've already spoken about, how we can increase more women into technology, will help solve both the diversity and the skills gap. So, for example, making sure that we have initiatives at a national level and at company level to pivot non-technical women with non sort of technical backgrounds into getting training and becoming being part of the tech workforce. So I think all of these things are really important for us as a country. And I think a long-term solution, so those are really short-term solutions about making sure that we're capitalizing on how we get women already in the workforce into technology that can be quite quick, 12 months apprenticeships, working on the job. Those things can be quite quick. But what we also need to do is look at the medium to long term, because things like the STEM curricula at school, it's not very agile, it's not keeping pace with technological developments, and it doesn't really reflect the UK and businesses' ambitions around technology priorities and the technologies that are important to businesses. And quite bluntly, at the moment, we're training children for skills that they don't need and for jobs that they won't do, with 65% of children today set to do jobs that currently do not exist. So it's important that that industry and companies get involved with initiatives like what I do with TetraCan, but other initiatives that help schools and children get the skills and the education they need around technology. And it's obviously important that the current government, the new government, review the current curricula and find ways to make it much more agile and up to date. The future of work is AI. The future of work will be AI enabled, and we need to move schools and children into being able to sort of learn these technologies and how they impact businesses, how they impact society and the world.